If there has ever been a day that I wanted to blow copyright law rules out of the water, it is today. Because today's day is a day that, you know what? There shouldn't be copyright. First off, two of the four are no longer with us, but they're still such an important band and a huge part of my life that I am proud that today's What You Got is all about Global Beatles Day, featuring Frank Monteforte. And we're also, just because the Beatles had a very, very unique sound and they introduced us to a lot of different instruments. We're also going to be talking about the National Accordion Awareness Month. The only thing I think that we needed to be aware of accordions is, oh my God, that guy's playing an accordion. We should walk the other way. I don't know. Maybe we're going to learn a lesson today on What You Got.
Hi, friends, it's me, Barry. Good morning. It is a great day to come together and ask the question, what you got?
Good morning, and thank you for joining me for What You Got, the place where we start each day with purpose, connection, and a reminder that kindness is still the most powerful force we have. Every morning gives us a chance to lift someone up, learn something new, and maybe even smile before the coffee or energy drink kicks in. So, um, as many as most of you who have watched this, and if this is your first time seeing anything that we do, our company, we use Come Together. We use Come Together because of that wonderful song, Come Together, written by the Beatles. I think that song has a fantastic message, and I love the message. And it's always been something since I was a kid that has been, that's always one of the favorite songs, one of my favorite Beatles songs. It really has. I honestly am more of a John Lennon fan than I am of the Beatles themselves. But the Beatles, there are certain songs, the movies were hilarious. But there are so many things in the Beatles. They are my father's favorite. They're my father's favorite band, and so that you know, eh, I grew up with them. I remember when I was very, very young, seeing tears in my dad's eyes, and you don't see that very often. My dad's one of those that he doesn't tear up, but he did the day that John Lennon was shot. This band meant a lot to him. He learned a lot about, he took and lived a life because of the music that they brought to the world. And even discovered them when he was in Otis, Colorado, which is not a town, it's a hiccup. So, but today we celebrate Global Beatles Day, a worldwide tribute to one of the most influential bands in history. The Beatles changed music, they changed culture, they changed the way people think about creativity, unity, and the power of art that brings people together. People celebrate this day by listening to their favorite Beatles songs, sharing memories, hosting tribute events, and reflecting on the message of peace, love, I love this, and imagination, even though, yes, that's a John Lennon song, that the band carried across generations. Like Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Uh, if you don't, if that's not the epitome of imagination, nothing is. Okay. So Global Beatles Day, sorry, is not just about music. It's about the impact that four people can have when they choose to create something meaningful and share it with the world. Again, there is there's something different. There's a feeling that you get when you listen to any music. And I personally have a different feeling for every band I listen to. Okay? When I listen to, you know, Jack White, I have a feeling. And usually I'm in a mood. If I'm in a very disgruntled, disappointed, or heavy mood, I will listen to In This Moment and it'll cheer me up immediately. If I'm in a sad or depressive state, I throw in Faith No More and that goes away immediately. Beatles are one of those bands that, you know, anytime that I'm feeling a little lonely, I can throw in a Beatles album, throw on John Lennon, Wings, and it changes my attitude. I feel closer to my dad. Um, I feel closer to my brothers because they're both Beatles fans. We've done things. We went to a DU game once and we listened to the Beatles channel all the way there and all the way home. Excuse me. It's a memory. It's a wonderful memory. And DU won that night. So, but our featured partner of the day is Frank Monteforte. And the reason why is if you pay attention when Frank is on screen, if you look behind him, there's a very important quote. It is a quote, again, from John Lennon, but it's a quote that I absolutely love. And it says, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Yes, again, John Lennon. But his philosophies can be found in the Beatles, and they are all over the place. And you mix it with George, Ringo, and yeah, the other guy. How can I forget Paul? God, how can I forget Paul? Probably because he is like, of them all, Paul's the one that I kind of don't really. Yeah, look, everybody loves Ringo. God, my father loves Ringo. But anyway, we are featuring Frank today. Frank is, again, talking Zen. If you've never watched one of our interviews with Frank, please go back and find one. Today we do highlight someone who understands transformation, creativity, and personal growth on a deep level. He is our giving partner of the day, Frank Monteforte of FJM Life Coaching. Frank helps people rewrite their stories, rediscover their strengths, and build lives filled with purpose and clarity. His coaching is grounded in compassion, honesty, and the belief that everyone deserves a chance to grow into the best version of themselves. Just like the Beatles encouraged the world to imagine something better, Frank encourages every person he works with to imagine something better for themselves. You can learn more at communitypayitforward.us/profile/FJM life coaching. and at frankmonteforte.com. Or you can very easily scan the QR code above me. It'll take you right to his page. Look in the description below. It's hyperlinked. It'll take you to his page on our website. All the connections are there. All you'll have to do is find him. You can find all of his social media outlets. And do us a favor, send out a message of love, of respect, and of health to our friend Frank, who's going through a very, very tough time uh, with the health issue that has been it's impeding his mobility. So please send out a message of positivity and a message of love to Frank. So our tie-in for the day is National Accordion Awareness Month. Watch out, there's a guy playing an accordion. Go the other way. Sorry. But we're doing this just for a little bit of fun. Drew Carey made the accordion cool, right? June is National Accordion Awareness Month. The accordion is one of the most expressive instruments on the planet. It can be joyful, dramatic, emotional, and occasionally loud enough to make to make the neighbors question their life choices. And here's the fun connection. The Beatles actually used the accordion sounds in several early recordings. And Paul McCartney grew up listening to his father play one. So the accordion is part of Beatles' story as well. Plus, if you've ever seen someone play the accordion, well, you know it takes focus, rhythm, and a whole lot of coordination. Honestly, it's basically mindfulness with buttons. Our what you got question of the day is very simple. What's your favorite Beatles song or Beatles memory? Share it with us. Tell your story. Why does it matter to you? Please like, share, subscribe. Allow others to share their stories with us. Let's learn more about each other. And one of the better ways to learn about each other is learn about our habits, our likes, our dislikes, and other things. So, what is your favorite Beatles song? What is a Beatles memory that you have? Even if you're not a Beatles age. You know what? The Beatles broke up. Their last concert was the year that I was born, and it was the one on top of the recording studio. So the Beatles have never been a thing since I've been alive, but they've been very important to me my entire life. But what is your favorite Beatles song or Beatles memory? Our daily challenge, our mission for the day is listen to a Beatles song today. Let it remind you of the power of creativity, connection, and imagination. My suggestion is While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I love that song. Or Octopus's Garden. That song is awesome as well. Man, I could name off a million songs, but I'm going to stop before I do that. But While My Guitar Gently Weeps, I love that song. So let it remind you of the power and creativity and connection and imagination. If you know someone who plays the accordion, give them a shout out. They deserve it. They deserve a little bit of recognition, I guess. Tell people about their talent. I think it's a goofy looking instrument and goofy sounding instrument. But Drew Carey made it look cool. Plus, Dave Mustaine showed up on Drew Carey's show once, so, hey, that episode was actually really cool. Then again, it had Slash on it too, so, ugh. But again, listen to a Beatles song. Tell us what your favorite Beatles memory is. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for choosing kindness. Thank you for being part of a mission that reminds people they are never alone. Carry a little peace and a little music with you today. And I'll see you tomorrow for another celebration and another chance to lift our community together on What you got? Please make sure that you love someone out there because someone out here loves you. Always remember that if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Look, music builds bridges, and nobody needs to cross those bridges alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass, and Pack Podcasting. Saying thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow on What You Got.